Hey guys, just going to do some Kinstretch flow for myself and thought I'd share with you guys. I'm going to work on some things that I've been feeling quite tight: shoulders and hips. I mean, all of us, shoulders and hips often are feeling tight, but I've been finding a little bit of tingling numbness, and that's usually just the compression of the nerve either at the thoracic outlet or the pec here. And so doing a bit of work on getting that released off is what we're going to do. Okay, so start as always with our cars for warm-up. So bring our chin down to our chest, rotate, side bend, extend, going back, maintaining tension around 30%. Nice and slow, controlled. Any pinch points you find, you can either skip or you can just tense a little bit more and work through, mobilize that all the way around and down. I'm going to do a couple reps on the neck because I'm feeling that. Neck, shoulders, and hips is what I'm feeling the most. So I'm not going to do the full morning routine. You guys can check that out. Good. On one of the other videos, a lot of the other ones have a full cars routine for the body. And I'm feeling nice stretch through there. As you do it, you see ranges open up and things start to loosen. Pinch points start to go away. Now that's gone there because I've warmed up that. Remember, if it's a sharp pinch and you feel like it doesn't feel safe, then just skip it. But otherwise, if it feels like it's just a bit stiff or a bit tight and needs some work, then work through that range. Cool. I'm going to do shoulder cars. Rotating, 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 coming back. Good. And reverse. I'm going to grab my hips so I can try and keep my ribs down. Really slow, controlled, maintaining tension, trying to rotate that shoulder in the socket. Good. All the way around. That's it. One more rep here. I'm trying to stop any cheating, compensating. And there's lots of ways we can block that to stop them. One easy way for shoulder cars, if you find you're doing a lot of twisting or turning, is to do them lying flat on your bed and actually just have the arm hanging off the side. And what you can do is you can gain a lot of input there, because what's happening often is we're getting some spinal twisting, some extension out of the spine, and that helps block that because you're trying to keep your belly flat with the bed. Good, and one more. That's it, rotate. Maintaining this 30%, we're just warming up here. Good, right. Arms, so we're gonna do our scapulas at about 45 degrees, 30 to 45. Retract, up, forward, down. Retract, up, forward, down. Reverse. Remember that this motion is actually not huge, so you don't need to be getting a big motion. You just need to isolate. So retract, down, forward, back, down, forward, back. Do upper backs. I'm gonna curl down. You can go onto your knees or sit or stand if you need to for this one. That's totally fine. I like to sometimes do them in different positions to see and take away some of the compensations that I allow. So I can see my legs wanting to move here, but because I can't use them, I'm not standing up. It's coming more from my spine than it is from legs swaying. So if you're doing it standing up, make sure you don't see those hips and legs swaying or the knees locking and unlocking, because what you're doing there is just doing the motion with your legs rather than your spine. One more rep there. Tense, extend, arch, all the way over to the other side. And I'll take you through this one. Remember, rotate to the right, side bend, extend, all the way over to the other side, side bend over to the left, rotate back around to the front. Good. Now I'm going to do a few capsular cars. I'm going to pop myself in a position where you can see that shoulder. So I'm gonna have lying flat here, and we're gonna be tensing, and we're gonna be going into internal rotation. Try not to let that shoulder hike. Slowly, this is cars again, so we're maintaining tension as we go towards the floor, and then all the way up. Really slow, controlled. Find the end range, tense a little bit more. Slow, controlled. Trying to pivot that arm in. Good. And then I'll just come back a tiny bit. Good. There we go. Slow, controlled. And we're doing 30-40% here tension. I'm going to start ramping that up to do a little bit more. So I'm tensing a bit more, which means I'm actually going a little bit slower, and I'm driving that elbow into the ground. Maintain that range. I'm going to really open up, warm up this joint. That's one rep, one more. Now I'm tensing around 70, 80, 90. My feet are driving into the ground. The rest of my body's radiating, tensing, trying to create, I'm shaking a little bit, trying to create as much tension through that shoulder. And the reason is it really warms up that capsule. I'll go here from this side. Good, same thing. So I'm going to start a little bit lower, tensing, slow control, more like a normal morning routine pace. Slow, controlled. And then the last few reps we'll do higher tension all the way down and all the way back. Slow, controlled. Good. I'm going to tense a little bit more. Drive with my feet. I'm tensing the rest of my body. You can create a fist with the other hand. All the way slow, controlled. Coming back. Right, now we're up about 70, 80%. Really driving, radiating the rest of my body. And shaking a little bit. Controlled. And we're going to do one more. All the way. Good. All the way and all the way back. Great. Okay. I'm going to grab a broom handle and use that for our external rotation. So I'm going to just take the end off because it works quite well. And then we're going to do some external rotation on, I'm actually going to stick, I think, to just shoulders for this. So we're going to grab this and we're going to set up, I'll set up a little bit, oh, there we go, right. So I'm going to be around 90 degrees. You can use your hand or you can prop it on the floor like I have here. And what we're looking here is for a nice stretch and external rotation. So want to be around 90 degrees with the hand. So that we're at a range, there we go. So now I'm feeling a nice stretch to the front of the shoulder capsule and into the pec. And it's a really nice opening here. So if you're doing a full set of this, you would do 2 minutes holding this if you want to really work on that range. I'm not going to do 2 minutes today. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do some pails and rails. So I'm going to grab this with my hands, we're at that end range, and I'm going to now try and bring my hand forward. So trying to internally rotate. So I'm going to rotate, hold, ramp that up to greatest, safest. So here we go, holding, keep going. I'm going to do 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and rails is the other way. So I'm going to pop that down. And I'm going to try and continue going that way. Remember, it's not your spine arching, it's shoulder trying to go back. So on the back, from right here on the back, should be doing all the work going backwards. Hold, 3, 2, 1. So now I can set that up for a new stretch or bring this up here. Just prop that up a little bit. That's great. When you're doing the stretch, if you can prop it on things like this, it makes it more passive. So it's quite good for you to just like let that range work itself and your body breathe and out. And in and out. And in and out. One more and out. Right, we're gonna start our pails. So I got a lever here so I don't actually have to hold it. So I'm trying to bring my arm this way, ramping that up. Greatest, safest, 100%. Hold. I'm tensing and radiating the rest of my body. Hold, hold. That's it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rail. So going back the other way, back the other way. Really, you should feel that cramp on that posterior side of your shoulder and upper back on the right hand side, but we're working. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Get a little bit more. There we go. That's quite nice. So this working on that shoulder capsule on the front there that can get quite tight. With a lot of our work, we do just generally everything in front of us. I don't tend to sit at a desk too often. A little bit right now, doing my book, but more it's actually holding kids, reaching forward, and actually my whole work as a chiropractor, everything I'm reaching forward. So this is a great one for anybody, including all you desk workers. Right, last pails and rails. So I'm going to start ramping up. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100%. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Rails, rails. Keep going, keep going, keep pushing, going further into external rotation. 3, 2, 1. Relax. Ooh, and when you come out of these deep capsular stretches, it feels very hard to almost like you need to pull yourself out of it. The best thing after doing that, more cars. So just low level, open. The other thing that happens when you do cars right after your pails and rails or your Kinstretch classes is actually you then upload the information, the fact that, oh, I've opened up some new range here and I can feel this really, really well. And opens up that front of that capsule and uploads it to the brain. Your brain learns that you have new range. Up, rotate. Good, one more back. Slow, controlled. Now I'm just doing these at a low level, 20-30% here. Do a couple capsular. Good. Ooh, I can feel that range. I'm gonna have a little DOMS from that, but that's fine, that's good. There we go. That's it. And all the way down. Good. That's right, we're gonna go on to the other side. So I'm gonna prop that pole. Easiest way is grab the pole like this. Good. Then we're gonna prop it up. I think this one's a little tighter and external, yeah. So my range is a little more limited here. That's fine. When you feel that nice stretch, maybe a tiny bit more. There we go. Through here, make sure you kind of square yourself up. Then you hold that. If you're doing the full set of pails and rails, i.e. if you want to open up new range, then do at least 2 minutes of a passive stretch and just hanging out here, watch video, listen to a podcast, whatever works for you. We're going to start ramping up now. So I'm going to start contracting forward into internal rotation. This is my pails. I'm contracting the tissue that I'm lengthening, all this stuff. Hold 60, 80, 100%. I'm here, my greatest, safest. And when we say greatest, safest, I mean just what feels comfortable to you and is safe. You want to push yourself, but don't push yourself into range where you feel uncomfortable. 3, 2, 1. Rails. And sometimes the rails is quite hard. Sometimes you need to tap or give yourself a cue that this is the tissue I want to externally rotate and to contract. That's it. 3, 2, 1. Relax. I'm going to bring that forward. There we go. That's a nice stretch. That's good. And breathing. So you can do this standing, seated, whatever works for you. The benefit of sitting on the floor, if you have the mobility, or on your knees, is that you can then use the floor to hold your pole rather than your hand having to do all the work. Otherwise you can stand and hold the pole too. That works too, totally fine. Make sure the floor, if you're going to use it, is something that has some grip, or a carpet or something. Otherwise a hardwood or tiles just going to slide. Good. Okay, so we're going to start ramping up into our second set of pails. So 20, 40, really trying to contract forward, internally rotate. 60, 80, 100. Greatest, safest. So I'm solidifying and tensing my entire body. Hold, hold, hold. That's it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rails. Go right into your rails. We ramp up our pails for our body to get adapted to it and our nervous system to be able to engage and get really, really tight. With our rails, you're trying to go as hard as you can right away. So get that regressive tissue to really pull back. 3, 2, 1, and breathe. Right, so I'm going to find a new, I don't know if I can have, that might be a bit high. Oh, there we go, just in front of my, good. That's it. That's better. Good. So my right shoulder had a little more external rotation than my left. Generally I find that because I used to play volleyball and my right shoulder is the one that I used to swing with. So it generally has always kept a little more external rotation. There we go. Now I'm feeling this really nice deep stretch through here. We're going to breathe in and out. The deep breathing, you can focus in on your joint that you're working and out. And in and out. One more. And out. Okay, start ramping up. So 20, we're doing our pails. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100%. Greatest, safest. I'm really trying to internally rotate that shoulder. That's it. Hold, hold. You only be able to hold this for about 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Rails the other way. Because the tissue, it's actually, that's all your max effort you will be able to do. Excuse me. Is about 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Relax. We're going to come out of that. I'm going to let go slowly. Ooh. We're feeling that. Right. I'm going to go into our cars. Rotate. Really try and open up. That's it. Might feel like your shoulder has, once you open up range like that it lacks a bit of control for a short period of time. That's completely normal. Because when you have this new range that you've opened up, although we've done some strengthening, that starts the process, it takes time for you to learn that control. So you don't gain that instantly. But good. Reverse. And all the way back. Good. I'm going to do a couple capsular. Good. Right, okay, we're going to do a few prone hovers. It's not going to look very nice for you guys, but that's fine. I'm going to bring you down here so I can prop you here so you guys can see. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to be prone, meaning face down. So the easiest way would be head down. We're going to do a couple swimmers. So we're going to lift off. We're going to extend our elbows, internally rotate the arms and come down. And then we're going to bend the elbows and land on the small of our back. Do a few reps here. So we're lifting off, extend the elbows, externally rotate, coming all the way back up, and flex the elbows, land on the back of the head. Remember, this is always done with tension. So slow, controlled lift off, extend the elbows, all the way internally rotating. When you get to that end, bend those elbows to the small of the back. And take a breath in and out. Right, keep those ribs down when you're doing this, it helps. Lift off, extend the elbows, externally rotate, coming up. Flex the elbows to the back of the head. Lift off, extend the elbows, internally rotate. Coming to the back, good. Lift off, externally rotate, up, bend the elbows, and back. We're gonna do a few more range options with our shoulders. So what I want you to do is we're gonna come out here into our shoulder flexion range. So I'm gonna put my head up here. And what I want you to do is see where you can access some range where we're lifting off. So I want that to be coming. I want you to pull your shoulder in, and I don't want it to be coming so tense and solidify the rest of your body. And I don't want it to be coming from anywhere but your shoulder. Right, lock the elbow. You can see my carrying angle is quite big here. Right, so we're gonna lift off and hold. Lift, hold. Hold this for about 10 seconds. It should be all the stuff on that back part of the shoulder that's doing all the work. 3, 2, 1. Breathe. So it should be all this stuff, and then on the upper back there that is pulling in, lifting the shoulder. When you're lying down and you take a breath in to radiate, tense and kind of do almost a little bit of a crunch to solidify your abs. That works really well for solidifying. So we're going to tense and solidify. I'm going to pull that arm in and lift off and hold. Hold, hold. Keep going, that's it. 3, 2, 1, slowly lower. And the key with the slowly lowers means we don't just let go. We will always want control with this. One more set.